Now, Bobby, the father says he was disciplining the son. What do you think?
You know, it's a difficult position for me to be in because I've dealt with a lot of cases where there's complete lack of parenting, and you know, when someone does something like this and they overstep the bounds possibly of parenting, it's really difficult for me because I've seen too many places and too many children nowadays that don't have any parent in the home, and I have friends and family that are teachers.
So you're defending
to deal with this. You know, I'm not defending how he did it. I think that the fact that he took the video and even posted it on YouTube makes this whole situation more about him than the child. But it's really difficult for me.
Troy, what if it was not boxing gloves? What if they got in a 4-point stance and they were practicing blocking, and the dad got very aggressive and said, you know, think about things you do, and was just sort of, while he was being aggressive with the child in play, was what this, because it's not the dad took out a weapon and started beating the kid and left the kid defenseless. Because I'm having a strange reaction to this thing. The #1 experience of abuse is powerlessness. And he didn't leave the kid powerless. He gave him a pair of gloves. Now, it's unfair, and you can call all kinds of things. I'm not saying it's okay what he did, but I'm saying it's not the usual things we see that makes us so upset when parents discipline with aggression.
Well, clearly that he's not the father of the year. But, you know, in the law, when somebody attacks somebody, even with gloves that's not in a sanctioned or agreed upon fight, we call that assault with a deadly weapon.
Well, right. And now, why would it have been different, Sarah, if he were, let's say he's in a gas station and some guy needs discipline, he disciplines the guy in the pump next to him. Well, I mean, we would call that assault.
Yeah, and you know what? Before the trouble I have with this is that before we even get to whether it's abuse or, you know, corporal discipline or abuse, it's not even the sport. He's twice the kid's size. The kid doesn't have headgear on. He really can't defend himself. Boxing is not about leaving your opponent.
So it's really more about the
blood.
child's safety that's putting the child at risk of really an unsafe environment. All right, I'm going to bring in a friend of the father. On the phone, it's his best friend, Leo Curtis. Leo, why this? Why did he choose to do something so violent?
First off, I have to rebuttal that he definitely wasn't being violent with them, per se, because I used to live with them for almost 2 years. And I've watched the discipline go from punishment to taking things away to even the traditional spanking. And it did nothing for him. I mean, he basically just kind of infused the problem. But I'll be honest with you, I boxed pretty much all my life. And by watching them, I suggested to him that I learned a lot from being a boxer. I learned a lot from the discipline that was involved in it. I learned a lot from the routines that were involved in it. And it also taught me respect as well.
But Leo, to be fair, I get what you're saying. But what you would argue, Sarah, is that isn't boxing.
That isn't boxing. And by the way, Leo, I box too with the dudes, not with the chicks. And you know what? That's not boxing. You don't leave your opponent bloody. It's not about being twice the size of your opponent. A child, he's still a 17-year-old boy with no headgear. And you know, somehow he seems to write this off as like, we're a boxing family. That's what we do in the house. We horse around with our boxing gloves. But this is, you know, do you spar and talk to your opponent? Do you have a conversation about why you're pissed off at your opponent?
Not necessarily, but I'll be honest with you. I'll be honest with you.
Please.
Okay, I'll be completely honest with you. You can ask him, the child himself, and he actually prefers this method. The spankings was something that he basically ignored. I mean, taking away in punishment and keeping him from going outside didn't do anything. And to be honest with you, I guess he had some built-up aggression where he likes this particular method of discipline, shall I say. I mean, just being an uncle to him, I've watched his grades change in a matter of a year where he's an honor roll student. From where he missed 250 days from the previous year. He's a different kid today. Now, it may not work for you or the standards of where you come from, but I'll be honest with you. I've seen him become a grown man in a year. You know, he respects his dad more.
Hold on, Leo.
He has a choice.